What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. I got all your Juve news. All right, we got a old name creeping back up in the midfield target list. All right, we're gonna take a look at a couple midfield targets, some of the news around them, as well as defensive targets, and a little surprise scenario cooking up at the goalkeeping position. All right, then we're gonna get to a shock double sale that could potentially going down with Chiesa and Sule, and then Allegri, Zidane, and Mota, and the carousel of rumors around the coaching scenario at Juventus. All right, so like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. First things first, we're going to get into the midfield. All right, so apparently Lewis Ferguson, who Juve is well known now to be monitoring, they sent intermediaries just last week to discuss a potential move, and they met with them in Milano. So Juve may be ramping things up. We'll have to wait to see if anything goes down there. In interesting news out of the midfield is an old name coming back into the mix, and that is Amrabat, who is currently on loan from Fiorentina at Manchester United. He is set to return to Fiorentina at season's end, valued at 15 to 18 million euros. The latest rumors suggest that there could be a possible exchange there as Fiorentina looks to keep Artur. Now, this is an interesting one, and if we're looking at one of these defensive style midfielders, all right, to come in, maybe move to a two-man pivot next year, look at playing 4-2-3-1, or even just, competition at that spot with Locatelli and whatnot, then you're forced to get into this scenario where you are making a decision on Barnechea and Hans Nicolucci Caviglia. So it's going to be interesting to see what develops here. But for the time being, Amrabat, yay or nay from all of you, hit me in the comments section. For me, I just think there's other profiles we should be looking at before, and I actually do have maybe a little more faith in a guy like Caviglia or even Barnechea coming in as coverage and offering some competition at a spot. But that could just be me. Hit me in the comments with your thoughts on Amrabat. Now we move to the defenders, all right? So no secret, Juve's been monitoring Lloyd Kelly and Hermoso, both set to be free agents at season's end. But Lloyd Kelly is apparently still working, and a potential for a renewal could be there with Bournemouth, okay? As far as Hermoso goes, there are no signs of a renewal in sight, according to Mirko Di Natale. So Hermoso very much could be added to Juve's roster this summer. All right, now we get to a surprise one as far as the goalkeeping situation goes. This one busting out today, and that's that Perin could potentially be used to bring in Di Gregorio. All right, and this one, I love Perin. I have a lot of respect for Perin, but I would actually pull the trigger on this move. Di Gregorio's been rock solid for a couple seasons now, all right? And if there was the possibility of an exchange, even if we're talking about a little bit of money involved in this, I like this move, all right? We still wait in the background with this Szczesny contract renewal situation and if he could lower the wages to accept and whatnot. But either way, I like this move, all right? See Szczesny out, maybe see him out of his contract and playing out the final year, have Di Gregorio in there, and then look at someone else coming in as coverage, all right? But I would be absolutely fine with this one. You guys know the drill. Hit me in the comments with your thoughts on this potential exchange. Now we get to Rugani. The latest on him is that everything is set for him to accept a reduced salary and accept this contract extension that's going to be put forth by Juventus. The latest rumors suggest that the end of this month, late March or early April, is when it's going to be finalized. All right, so a little bit of appreciation for Rugani, as he has never complained about role, minutes, or anything, and just goes in and does the best he can and does his job. And over the past couple of years, he's been doing a lot better when called upon than he was previously, all right? And for me, he should be starting in our back three. He should be starting, and he should be looked at and considered for a spot with the Azzurri in the upcoming tournament. That's how I feel, but of course, those starting minutes are going to be crucial for that. I hope he gets them, all right? Now, we get to a shock double sale apparently being reported, all right? So it's no secret with the situation around Chiesa, all right? The media is continuing to push this Max Allegri-Chiesa relationship thing, which I'm not buying into. I think the relationship between the players and Max is actually fine. I just think Chiesa finds himself in a rough spot, which happens, and the team, the coach, the player have to all work together to dig him out of this, all right? We did see Chiesa receive jeers from the crowd in the last match when substituted and throughout the performance there for him. It's a tough spot right now. We know he's got interest from Liverpool, Newcastle, even Bayern, according to reports. The contract situation, it's this gentleman's agreement that he isn't going to leave on a free, but Juve's apparently these next 90 days are going to be crucial in making this decision as what they're going to do. The reports today suggest that we could see this shock double sale. Both Chiesa and Sule leaving Juventus this summer. This one for me makes absolutely zero sense. I've been saying for a while now, it's one or the other. I can't see why it would be a good idea to roll both of those guys out this summer. This one, I'm not buying. I can't see Juventus doing that, all right? I think that they would rather keep Chiesa around, and I do believe, and I get this feeling, and we even heard Mirko Di Natale on this show say that he can't figure out why there is this distance between Sule and Juventus, and it just seems inevitable that he is going to be leaving. The plan all along, potentially for Juventus, could have just simply been to showcase Sule on a loan and sell him for whatever they can. But as far as Chiesa goes, I believe Juve does not want to sell. But the situation around him and everything going on, it's going to present a very, very difficult moment. And for me, in terms of Chiesa's eyes too, he's got to be able to see that he really doesn't have a leg to stand on if he's asking for more. So they got to find something incentive based, all right, if both parties are willing to stay together. And as far as Max Allegri goes, it seems almost impossible to decipher what is going to happen with Max Allegri at season's end, all right? We are getting sources coming out here saying that, no, Juve will 100% offer him up a renewal. It is going to be up to Max if he wants to continue or not. And then we're hearing rumors from Skira that Juve is kicking the tires on Motta. And Motta, his situation is that he has interest from PSG, Milan, Porto, and Barcelona. I can't see him staying at Bologna beyond this season, even if they reach Champions League, which Bologna is hoping that's enough to sway him to stay. Can't see it, all right? Zidane, meanwhile, at the opening for the documentary on Marcello Lippi, he states in a little interview that he would love to come back and coach in Italy. Who knows what's going to happen, but right now, I think it's almost impossible to decipher, and nobody knows what Juventus is going to do. Chiesa and Allegri are in that mix. Almost impossible to decipher what's going to happen now, all right? We just have to wait and see. But that's your news roundup to today. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content, but best of all, let's mix it up in the comments. Let me know what you think about all the news you just heard here today, and I'll be back tomorrow with another daily update. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.